Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new video. Before we start off, I first have to apologize for two reasons. First of all, the lack of content the last 2 days, nearly 3 days. I guess it's 3 days once the video is up. And then the second, I'm a bit sorry about my voice and the sound because I am a bit sick. I hope I will be ready to go tomorrow again, thanks to modern medicine. And that's it. So let's begin with the video and let's kick off with my so far most beloved tank in the game. Not because it's the best tank, but it's the tank that I think I get the most enjoyment out of it. I really like it, and of course I'm talking about the 10.5 centimeter Tiger 2. And today's theme, so to say, is that a journey has come to an end. I had a little project of this with this tank. I think I mentioned it in a video before, or made some or gave you some clues. First of all, let's have a look at the modification, and you will find that I will have a talisman. I have this talisman for a long time, and it helped me to research a lot of vehicles in the normal tech tree. This is my number one research vehicle. And the next thing is that I got today the ace qualification by playing the tank, and it was like over 770,000 research points, and it was quite a joy, but not always. Let's have a quick look at the statistics. This is by far my most played tank, not just in the German line, but I think overall. There is no tank that does even come close, and this should give you a hint that I really love this tank. I love the look of it, I love the design, I love the gun sound and the effect of the shell. But it is not all gold that shines golden, because this tank actually suffers from a lot of bad surroundings. First of all, the battle rating of 7.0 is not the best for this tank, as it lacks certain ammunition types such as heat and APDS. It would need at least one of those shells, and I don't understand why Gaijin doesn't give this tank this ammunition, as this tank sees a lot of especially Russian high tier tanks that it struggles in a straight head-on fight. Yes, you can destroy them, but it comes down to a few drawbacks of this tank that I will mention. First of all, let's do a quick armor review. This is basically the same hull as on the normal Tiger 2H, and therefore it is separated from frontally into three parts. First of all, the lower plate, which is a really big weak spot. Then the upper hull, which is like Fort Knox. It's nearly impenetrable unless you have strong APDS or heat shells. Normal solid shots will have a very low chance to get through. The only three exceptions that I can think of are the T10M stock shell, the M103's stock shell, and maybe under certain circumstances the Kingtiger's shells. But you will not meet those tanks that often, especially the M103. Yeah, so let's begin, and then of course the turret, which is flat, but there is this gigantic gun mantle which saves you a lot of the time, so a little bit of tactic. Angle your tank, it's not because of the hull, it's because that you can go a bit forwards and backwards and make it rather difficult to aim, for the enemy to aim at your right turret front, which is the main Achilles place, so to say. And also you deny them shots at your rangefinders. Those are unique to this tank, as they are not featured on any other Kingtiger series. The mobility we have here in arcade, horsepower to ton ratio of nearly 20, which is awesome, and you really feel the difference to the Tiger 2H. But then we come to the firepower, and this is a very, very mixed bag. First of all, the stock shell is worse than the long 88 stock shell in terms of penetration, but features a much more high explosive filling. And also the upgraded shell is very devastating, as it contains nearly 3 times the high explosive filling of the long 88, and that's even 50% more than comparable to the IS-2's APHE shells. So you have quite a punch. The penetration, however, is not that much better than the long 88's stock shell. When we talk about the Panzergranate 39, it looks good on paper, but effectively there is no tank that you now can penetrate that you couldn't penetrate with the Tiger 2H, and the APCR shell is as useless as it is on the long 88. It has nearly the same penetration values. Then there is the extremely long reload for any type of vehicle equipped with a 100 or 105mm gun. This tank has by far the longest reload. Most other tanks of same battle rating, or a bit higher or a bit lower, feature sometimes even just around half the reload rate. Okay, this is 20-second base reload, and even with my new ace crew I just have around let's have a quick look at the tank loader, 15.4 seconds. That is still like 0.5 seconds slower than the stock reload of the T-34-100. Alright? And also it has to do with the ammunition. With the last patch, the T-28 and the T-95 became buffs for the same gun that is featured on the new premium T-29. Their reload got drastically reduced, and they also now have access to an APHE shell. And when we have a look at the X-ray, we will see that it is two-staged ammunition, and that the warheads themselves are enormously large and enormously long. That explains the killing power. But ammunition is literally everywhere in the tank, and you never can empty more than half of it effectively. I always go mostly into full with full ammunition load into battle anyways, because it really doesn't matter. Once you get penetrated and ammunition goes off, it's mostly on the right side, which got emptied at the last anyways. So yeah, then we have certain stats. First of all, let's have a quick look at something I've never done before, at the information. This tank actually does have an information. You can read it for yourself, but there are two major things I want to point out. First, it says that the gun should have been equipped with a stabilizer. It's not represented in the game. This is one of the tanks that has a horrible accuracy while on the move. It is so difficult to aim with the gun while being on the move. Then the gun would have used an automatic ammunition feed. I highly doubt that this is in any way, shape or form implemented in the game, as this tank has by far the longest reload. Yeah, so both those things standing in the description are not implemented in the game. At least it doesn't feel like that. And then there is the gun. Even when standing still, the gun is so extremely inaccurate. Sometimes, like 2/3 of the shells go exactly where you want them to. Comparable with the long 88 and also the Russian 122mm guns or 100mm guns, or the British 20-pounder. I have no idea. I guess, you know, the gun was never equipped to a real Kingtiger, as far as I know. It was just tested, and I have no idea how this gun should be an improvement in reality when it performs anyway close to the in-game performance. The extremely long reload, the inaccurate gun, and the nearly neglectable penetration advantage over the long 88. I have no idea why this tank should be an improvement. But as you could see in the intro, it has a mighty punch, you know, in terms of killing power. So I think that's enough. There is literally stuff left to talk about for hours. Examples, even more tricks, but I think that's the basic. So let's get on with some gameplay, shall we? So, welcome to Poland, and we can see that we have 3 capture points in the city, and I will have none of that. Yeah, this is practically my main tactic for Poland, to flank around the lake. And you might be quite surprised how fast this tank can actually get in a straight line. And so a little trick is to just simply not maneuver too much. This is a match before I got my ace crew, and it is kill wise the best that I played today, and I just want to present it to you. Yeah, it is not the most kill game that I've ever played in this tank. I guess my most so far was like 15 kills, and maybe I will send a or give a picture here of the screenshot. So first of all, I see this T-44, and I expected him to shoot at me, but I had a shot at him first, so that's quite nice. My goal is here to get into cover first on this ridgeline, and afterwards maybe you can see the rocks there where my gun was pointing a moment ago. That's the point where I want to go, as it provides me with hard cover and also the opportunity to peek out, take a shot, and retreat without getting spotted too fast. So my squad member, which got randomly into my squad, so to say, joined me together with another tank, and I take here a good lead. And this Sankt Emil, I said Sankt Emil, oh my god, yeah, the Stura Emil, I'm sorry, holy tank destroyer, my ass. Yeah, he survived it. The problem with this APHE shell is that certain tanks have not enough armor to trigger the shell, as you can see here. I have no idea where the shell went. That's the inaccuracy of the gun for you. Even such a huge target as the Stura Emil. I watched it in the in slow motion a few times. The shell just went wide. I aimed perfectly. And here again, not exactly where I aimed. Yeah, and it was again not good enough to kill it. And I aim exactly in the middle for a long time, and then this happens. Again the shell went left, so again the inaccuracy of the gun. And that's quite frustrating when you consider such a long reload rate. And that's the maneuvering for you. I aim a bit higher, get the driver. The APHE shell again didn't trigger, or the fuse didn't trigger. Then I switch to the M36 and perfect lead. This is the result when the gun behaves. And this is the result I love to see. more of that, please. I waited for the T-3485, but he stopped behind the house in cover. Tried to peek out. Yeah, I didn't get it into gun sight. But again, the Sture Emil peeks out, and again, the shell disappears into nothing. Strangely, spaced armor works here. As I might have mentioned in my Sture Emil 1.59 Dev Server preview, but I think this is the end. Finally, took me way too long, but I got him at the end. And here you can see I have not American or British gun depression, but it is enough. It's 8 degrees, and it's certainly good enough to have good cover. Again, the return shot missed me, and I one-shotted my target. It was a Kingtiger, so no surprise there when you get a shot into the side. And sadly, that shot missed. Russian bias. Yeah. And then I'm always choking for position. I'm having always a look into the sky. This was more of a, you know, camping, make it safe game. But, you know, the result proved me right. I tried to lead for this Panther D. One shot. Yeah, I was afraid of this KwK Wolf getting here, and yeah, here you can see the poor gun elevation speed. You know, people often say, "Ooh, arcade is so much easier than realistic." Well, it is a different game mode, and yes, in arcade certain things are eased up, but main characteristics stay the same. The gun elevation mechanism is very slow compared to other tanks. And again, this was another shell of the type, where did the shell go? And I was then just, you know, I just jumped into a bomber, tried to maybe bomb a few targets. Our team did really well though, and I didn't want to risk to bomb any ally in the city in close quarters that I didn't see. It happened way too often, so I'm bombing some AAAs. And then my rudder gets locked and I'm out of bombs, so I just bail out. Just in time to get the lead on the Tiger H1. One shot again. Beautiful. That was actually the 7th kill. Yeah, and then I saw the dot on the radar, and I turned around to practically defend myself. And this is the beauty of this position. You can turn around and you're safe from return fire from rear. I didn't see the target quite clearly, so I waited until I cleared the bushes. I was quite sure that he was aiming at my opponent, and so I dumped, of course, the shell on the front plate. And of course it bounced because it's sloped armor. I guarantee you, if it would have been a Russian 122mm gun, it would have gone through. I then prevent him from turning by ramming into his side, and a one shot directly into the side of the tank finished him. So that was my 8th kill, if I'm not wrong. And then I just used the movement of the situation, or the, yeah, also you know, my buddy in the T-3485, and we see that there is a target behind the house. It's an M36, again a slugger, and I actually wanted to flank him, but my T-3485 buddy was fast enough. The problem here in War Thunder is I can't help, you know, not squad members or normal team members to repair. which is quite a shame. I have no clear shot on this Kingtiger, but it doesn't matter. Now we have practically the flank, and if more enemy teams would have, or enemy tankers would have stayed in the game, like this T-25, that was a rather rude kill. I potentially could have had more shots, but it's end game scenario. A lot of players have quit the match either because they see no point in continuing the fight, or their best tanks were killed, or they just simply died 3 times. This is a major rule in arcade: if you die 3 times, you're out, regardless of your lineup. So I tried to get a shot on this Tiger too, but you know, I didn't trust the gun. Like on this T-44, again the shell went left. Granted, he was slightly moving, but the shell went left anyways. So I tried to side scrape here, and probably to get this T-44 into sights again, but it wasn't happening. And here again I have a very narrow shot, but it's very difficult to get in here, and of course I miss. Again, that's the inaccuracy of the gun. Yeah, I didn't have a line of sight, but it looked like the shot was narrow anyways, and simply the accuracy let me down. Again, nothing I could do to improve the accuracy of the gun, because all modules are researched for a long time, the crew is maxed out, so yeah, nothing I can do. But I think that's it. So yeah, and I think that was one of the last matches I had to do for the research of the Raketenjagdpanzer 2, and I did well. So let's have a quick look at the post-battle results screen, and we have earned 52,000 silver lines and 8,530 research points. Please notice that I have a talisman, and I was second in team with 9 kills and just under 2,200 points. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Tell me in the comment section what you think. Please give this video a like, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. So, see you next time.